In honor of Charlie Kirk's life, I would like to go through some of his videos and just re-emphasize some of the points that he makes and why this man was a perfect vessel for reaching the other side of the political aisle. Watch as he talks to a Kamala Harris voter and absolutely decimates their argument.
Million new people under the age of 30 bought homes when Donald Trump was president.
Woohoo!
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's great. I love homes.
Yes, good. Now it is harder than ever to buy a home. When Donald Trump was president, interest rates were 2%. Now they are upwards of 10%.
Wasn't that also partially caused by COVID? I'm not a professional on this.
No, it's fine. Yes, of course it was partially COVID, but the point, a lot of it was bounce back. Donald Trump oversaw the greatest economy in American history for people our age. So yes, but to ask the question of deregulation, he got rid of 5 regulations for every 1 new regulation that he put in.
Okay.
And a lot of it is just paperwork. It's stuff that would drive you insane. Let me actually, so here's a good example. I'm guessing you have student loans, right? FAFSA? No, you don't have student loans?
Not yet. I'm a freshman, so.
Well, how are you paying for college?
I mean, I don't have. I have FAFSA money.
Okay, that's a student loan, right?
Well, it's a grant, so I don't have to pay it back.
So I'm paying for your college.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and when I graduate, I'll be paying.
So got it. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
my parents are too.
That's fine. Okay.
Well,
that's fine. I'm not insulting you. It's fine. It's okay. I hope you learn that. It's OPM. Other
just
people's
make
money.
the dig. Yeah.
No, it's fine. But no. So when you were filling out those forms, was there ever a time where you felt a little exhaustive and it was like a little duplicative?
No, the forms this year were actually really good. They were. For me, it was pretty good.
Does anyone sympathize with the amount of forms you guys have to fill out?
I mean, if anybody here is your supporter, they're gonna agree with you. But yeah.
Well, no, it's just a matter of observing reality, right? Let me get to the point, which is important. Okay. So the financial crisis comes. They say it was deregulation.
Sure.
So we have thousands of pages. So if you guys want to go buy a home, you know this. You have to sign hundreds of pieces of paper, okay? And your parents can tell you hundreds of pieces of paper. So a small bank, let's say like the Bank of Madison.
Yeah.
They have like 15 employees.
Sure.
So when they have to fill out pieces of paper, that is time, energy that they can't afford. JP Morgan is a multi-trillion-dollar company. For them, extra pieces of paper is nothing. So who does regulation hurt more? The local Bank of Madison, Wisconsin, or JP Morgan?
But are you not cherry picking like what regulation is? Like I'm talking about environmental regulation.
I've already told you. So you have a very specific, narrow view of regulation.
No, I'm asking you about a specific type of regulation.
I've already told you on the environmental side. But let me be very clear.
That you're
most
pro
regulation is paper. You know, most regulation is paperwork, right?
Sure.
You should go read the National Registry. I encourage you guys to do it. It is millions and millions of pages of unnecessary things that have to be notarized, and a lawyer has to sign it, and then it has to be a committee. And small businesses don't have the bandwidth or the money to comply with that, whereas big businesses do, right?
Yeah. How do you suppose we regulate them?
That's like the question, right? Is that the government also sucks and big corporations suck, so what's the solution?
So you'd call for like a complete governmental reform? Would you call for a stronger federal government?
Probably not. No, I think that probably empowering the little against the big through increased competition and entrepreneurialism is probably the best solution.
But so you're still controlling like monopolies and so forth because
most
like
monopolies
Amazon
right now are made possible thanks to the government. So for example, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, they remain vaccine manufacturers because of the government
funding.
And the government pumps tons of money in them through NIH funding and vaccine funding. Same could be said for the biggest food companies. They get huge agricultural subsidies. Big oil companies get big oil subsidies. Yeah, I mean, anyway.
She's mad at me this whole time, but she
will
agree
but
with
I'll summarize this conversation. I think you're coming at this in good spirit. Is that when you increase the paperwork burden and the needless amount of committees and lawyers, regulations, and accountants, it's harder for the next Elon Musk to found Tesla. It's harder for the next entrepreneur to start the next great company because he has to spend all of his time on compliance and not on wealth creation or entrepreneurial activity. Donald Trump wants to liberate the American entrepreneur to not be bogged down by unnecessary rules, regulations, and paperwork, and instead be worried about creating jobs and creating a lot of wealth.
Okay.
All right, who are you voting for?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably Kamala.
Why?
Or I'll just write somebody in, but probably Kamala. It's just my views.
What's her greatest accomplishment?
Kamala's greatest accomplishment? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
No, can you name a single accomplishment?
I don't follow politics that much, to be honest. I couldn't name Trump's.
But then why Kamala? Because you just instinctively said Kamala.
Because I'm a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat.
You see, that's it right there. This is the example of somebody who was programmed by the mass media. They were programmed that Donald Trump is a bad person. Like, oh, I'm just voting Kamala because it's not Trump, like, might as well. The media has a stranglehold on the young minds because if they can just constantly push anti-Trump narratives, then you're just going to go with the flow and you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to vote for Trump because he's crazy. I'll just vote for anybody else. It's essentially an anti-Trump vote. But the thing is, if you actually look into what Donald Trump has been doing, and he did, like what Charlie Kirk mentioned here, he was trying to deregulate everything, that the entrepreneur has the power and the free time to have more wealth creation methods so that their company can be more profitable. Problems that you would be able to solve if not for all this paperwork. I have to hand it to Charlie because he's actually just trying to open up a young mind right here. He's not trying to bash. He's not trying to demean. He just wants to know his perspective so that he can give his own perspective and see if he can change his mind.
Can you just help me out?
Because
what is
I've seen Project 2025. I don't really agree with a lot of this stuff.
What?
I mean, dude, what do you want me to say? I told you I'm not a professional on this stuff. Anything?
Yeah, I mean, you're voting for Kamala. I'm curious why.
Should I not vote?
I mean, I think you should vote for Trump, obviously.
Oh, why should I vote for Trump?
Well, because you'll be wealthier, happier. There won't be World War III. We'll have a border.
Can you tell me why?
Yeah, absolutely. Because for 4 years we saw that people your age were able to own homes. Your wages went up. We saw
people my age. I'm 18. People my 18 years old buying
correct.
Homes.
Yeah, a lot of people 18 actually work and don't go to college, believe it or not. I know that's hard to believe.
It's not hard to believe. I have a brother who's a blue-collar worker. He's an electrician.
Okay, so then you understand it. So blue-collar workers saw their wages go up the most under Donald Trump. Younger voters were able to buy homes under Donald Trump. We saw the greatest economy in American history. Donald Trump had peace across the world. We first president.
But peace with who? I mean,
well, Putin did not invade Ukraine. Israel was not at war with Gaza.
No.
It was the first president in 40 years.
But wouldn't you say, couldn't you argue that some of his policies allowed this to happen?
One second. There's a first president in 40 years where we did not have a new war, correct? We had new wars under Clinton, new wars under Bush, new wars under Obama, new wars under Biden. But Donald Trump, we had no new wars. Why is that?
I don't know. You're the expert.
Because he was a great president. Because we had peace treaties. Because it was peace through strength. The point is that we don't have to guess about the type of president Donald Trump is.
Are we weaker with like a Democratic leader?
Absolutely.
That's the argument. Interesting.
Well, think about it. Our dollar is worth less. BRICS is ascendant. Putin invades Ukraine. China is wealthier than ever.
Trump. How many pictures did Trump take with Putin?
Hold on. This is interesting. So pictures are a bad thing?
Well,
wait, hold on.
Why is he so associated with him?
That's an interesting question. So under Obama, Putin takes over Crimea.
Okay.
Under Biden, Putin invades eastern Ukraine. Yet his buddy with Trump, he doesn't take any land of Ukraine. Why is that?
Maybe
because Donald Trump used diplomacy. And he was able to have Vladimir Putin understand that you take a square inch of Ukraine, we will launch rockets into Moscow.
Would we really do that? Do you think we would have done that under Trump?
It doesn't even matter if you think it or not. What we know is the reality, is that hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians did not die under Donald Trump's watch. They did die under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Sure, yeah. I can't argue with that. I mean, I don't.
How many American soldiers died under Trump?
Very few.
Yeah.
How many died under Biden?
A lot, actually.
How many?
13 in one day at the Bagram withdrawal in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Yeah, and not to mention the American hostages killed just the other day.
Where? In
Gaza.
In Gaza?
Yeah, they were American passport holders that were American
Were they
citizens.
like press people?
No, they're American citizens that were at a rock concert, like a rave concert in southern Israel, were kidnapped by Gaza. So we are on the verge of World War III. Our dollar is worth less than ever before. It is harder than ever to buy a home. The economy is worse for everyone in this audience than it has been in over 30 years.
You're saying all this stuff, but again, I came to you about environmental regulations.
No, for sure. But
this is.
No, I know, but I just want to go back to. I asked you. That's fine. You can vote whoever you want to.
This is led to this. I understand that I've contributed to it.
No. It's totally fine. Obviously, I asked you why you'd vote for Kamala. You gave an answer.
Yeah.
And you have a right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I will go home and do research.
Come back and tell me an accomplishment. And
when will you be back next?
I will actually be at the Alabama-Wisconsin game next Saturday, so come find me.
We're gonna get.
Yeah. So if you find I'm gonna go Badgers. If
we're losing.
If you find a single accomplishment of hers, only if you say you're voting for Trump.
I'll take it.
Yeah. this young lady gets a hat. But if you find an accomplishment, come find me. All right? Thank you so much. Appreciate the dialogue.
I love the way that that wrapped up because it was very wholesome. This man actually just wants what's best for the country. He's probably told the lie that Donald Trump is hurting the environment and he just wants the environment to be okay. I really do respect that. I don't think that if he heard Donald Trump and Kamala Harris' policies, I don't think he'd vote for Kamala. I think anybody with a brain would recognize Donald Trump's the only guy who's actually looking out for the middle class. He's looking out for the everyday Americans, because if we kept down that Democratic path, I really don't think that the middle class would be around anymore. It would be have-yachts and have-nots, because the rich would keep getting richer and the poor would keep getting poorer. In fact, the rich might even leave the country because she was proposing some idiotic policy of unrealized capital gains tax, and that would absolutely cripple the stock market. People would leave this country in droves, and America would be left on its deathbed. But Charlie Kirk just had that way. There's nobody else like him on the planet, because when he does debate with all these other people, I can sense the mutual respect. I can sense that he's actually just trying to reach his mind. He's trying to have a good and open dialogue. He's not trying to make him look bad or look for sound bites. And that's commendable, because there are few people in the world like that today. And if I'm being completely honest, I still have not got over his death. Everybody kind of knew Charlie. He was always on social media. He was always available, and you heard him speak. And you can sense that he was a genuine human being. And for someone to just take him out in such a quick and evil way, it really makes you realize that he was a bastion of light, and I have nothing but respect for him. But let me know your thoughts on this down below. And what are you going to miss most about Charlie Kirk? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear it. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash on like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Until next time.